Welcome to the video, ladies and gents. Today we're back on Battlefield 5 and there's a new weapon in town, the Boys AT rifle, and it's an absolute banger. So much so that it's pretty much splitting the community right now. In fact, splitting it in 3 rather than 2. One group thinks this weapon is awesome, one thinks it's overpowered or plays into a lot of the negatives of the BF5 experience, and the other group is lamenting the difficulty of the challenges that you're required to complete in order to get your hands on it. And I truly don't blame them at all. As is obvious though from what you're seeing, I have completed said challenges, and the key moments of that process look something like this.
Rigging is booked.
And now I have my beautifully customized Boys AT rifle, which by the way is a primary weapon for the recon class. It can one-shot an enemy to the body within 100 meters, but it has a very slow rate of fire and you can't aim down sight using it unless you deploy the bipod on something. Now I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've paired it with the trusty revolver, as you'll see in some of the footage today, and it's been a real challenge to use in an aggressive and efficient manner. So I'm going to go into all of the relevant pros and cons of the weapon, plus why I don't think there should be a knee-jerk reaction nerf, and even why I truthfully think the implementation of this weapon is actually good for the game from a wider perspective. But before all of that, let's jump into some live gameplay I captured with Dame Over. His link will be in the description and the pinned comment if you want to check him out. And this way you can get your dose of my usual unconventional play and commentary and have a few laughs before we get into the more serious business. Enjoy.
I'm saying the word wiener.
Oh dude, I've ended up right in the middle of all this. Oh, there we go. There's a guy at the end of here. Peek. Missed him. Let me go again. Kind sir. Oh, kind sir, please. Can I use the top of this? Is this going to be a good strat or a bad strat? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Stand still, stand still, stand still, stand still.
This is pretty funny.
There we go. Awkward, awkward, gotta lie down. Come on, come on. Oh, I'm leaning sideways, which isn't useful. There's a guy on a roof back here. My mission is to kill him now. That is my sole mission. Did he just die? Oh, god damn it, my mission.
No,
he's in that building, dude. Come out the door. I got him. I fully understand the problems this gun might cause, but like, it's also fun. It's very limiting, and oh, damn it.
Oh!
Did you get him? Did you get him?
I'm not punching him. There we go.
I've got my revolver out. Jesus.
I tried to shoot him and it didn't.
He interrupted. To your right, to your right. I got him. Everyone's interrupting my statement. I'd rather camping people use this than an MMG, considering how limiting this actually is.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think someone just ran past me. Yeah, someone right behind me. Oh no, someone just spawned! Don't kill me, thank you. Jesus Christ, he literally spawned next to me, dude.
I'm gonna fire one up.
An enemy just ran past me. That's hilarious.
This guy here.
Oh, guy's up top. Oh, saved him.
You got any smoke?
A guy just, yeah, maybe. A guy just jumped, parachuted out of the church, and then I killed another person.
There's still another guy here. I really want to get these stupid hip fire
Oh,
kills.
got that
It's gonna
dude as
crack me
well.
up so much.
We should probably focus on the objective a little bit.
Why?
Well, that's a good point. Well
This
made.
is so much fun.
Oh, I was about to do
Let's go
exactly the same
right
thing.
here,
Oh,
let's go
dude.
right here. Yes.
Another guy. I missed him. There's another guy further down the road.
I'll get him.
Did you get him? Nice. I completely panicked. Oh, there's the guy there. Let me lie down to get him.
Oh, I missed him.
Wait. I hit marked him. No, I hit for... Oh, there we go. He's dead.
There's a man.
Got one. I get you, mate. Look how good a teammate I am. What a hero.
Well done.
Thank you, mate. Oh, there's a tank down there. I've hit it for 3. It doesn't really feel worth it, if we're honest. Hit it for 2 that time. There's a tank up ahead. Oh, it's our tank. I shot our tank, everyone.
The shot power on like a person. On a person.
On a person. Nice words, Dame.
Crumbs! Crumb crap! I'm running towards you.
Crumbs. Crumb crap, everyone. Right, coming for more action. I reckon this is probably going to be a nice spot.
Oh, ow.
Oh, is this oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, I said that and then instantly got killed. Another tank. I hit it for 1. I literally hit that tank for 1. Oh, no, this is the tank again. Oh, and this is off the map. Oh, God.
Bad.
I'm lying down next to the enemy tank, mate. I just hope it doesn't see
smoke
me.
in front of it.
Okay, thank you. I'm running past it. I've gone. I'm in C.
I'm gonna run past hip fire it just for
Oh,
jokes.
get bejingled. Oh, a guy's just dropped into the church. Can I kill you, please? Thank you. If I could just get a
Got one.
point where... Yeah, got one also. Stand still for me.
This guy.
Oh, get wronkled. Oh, get ranked.
Ranked.
Yeah, I'm making up lots of words. I like them though. And him, lol. Oh, I know where a guy is. I need him to crawl a little further forward. There's one. Oh no! The guy I killed before. Come on, Fred. Come on, Fred. Come on, Fred. God damn it, Fred. Oh, I think we did it. Oh well, that was fun. It's super limiting, but it's definitely fun. Right, so let's get down to this. As a point of reference for those who haven't used the Boys AT rifle, it's kind of like a very limited Martini Henry from Battlefield 1, if you've played that game. Or even more so like the Tank Gewehr, which was an elite kit in that game that you could pick up in certain modes. If that doesn't make much sense to you as you haven't played BF1, then think of it as a super high powered sniper rifle at close range that can't be scoped in without being bipodded and does less damage beyond 100 meters, meaning you'll need to hit a weak enemy or connect with a headshot in order to pick up a kill. It's also got that very slow rate of fire that I referenced earlier, standing at just 26 rounds per minute even with a specialization equipped to upgrade it. As a comparison, the first rifle available for the Recon class, the Lee Enfield, fires at 72 rounds per minute without a specialization upgrade. So yeah, the Boys fires really slowly. It isn't at all forgiving if you miss a shot. You're obviously also limited by bullet drop and muzzle velocity, so this isn't the super easy newbie weapon that it's being painted as by many. If you miss a shot and the enemy is aware of you, then you're almost certainly dead. And that's without mentioning the super obvious factor of needing to be bipodded. So if you want to move around with this thing and be a true asset to your team, you're going to need some serious skills and effective decision making. But before we get too deep into analysis, let's talk about the cool stuff. So it's very satisfying to get kills with. It just feels good. It really feels like it packs a punch and rips through the enemy. It's always awesome to have an experience like that. It helps to build a real connection with the weapon. It's one of the major factors behind why the Martini Henry was so satisfying to use in BF1. It just feels good to shoot people with it. Add to that the fantastic sound of firing the weapon. Just line your shot up and boom! You know you've fired something beefy with that noise. And the sound aspect even stretches to the animations, which look awesome as well. Reloading is a proper thudunk. It's almost a tangible feeling of wielding this beast. Now I haven't mentioned that it's also an anti-vehicle weapon, hence it being called an AT rifle. But it's not exactly good at it, to be honest. I've put so many damn shots into vehicles and haven't taken one out yet. But at least I've contributed to their demise, and I guess this is bonus damage in addition to having standard recon equipment. It's a way for recon to counter vehicles at least a little. If it were able to heavily damage vehicles as well as drop infantry as it does, then it could well have been overpowered, especially when you consider what I said about being a primary weapon. So it's basically got a bonus function right now, even if it is kinda weak. I wouldn't mind seeing the vehicle damage bumped up a bit though really, just a little. Although there is a specialization that upgrades the damage dealt to vehicles, but it appears to be bugged, at least for myself, Dame and a few others I've seen talking about it. So I don't know how much damage that's actually supposed to do. Maybe that upgrade would be enough if it actually functioned as intended. It just kind of throws the mind off a little right now when you know it's an AT rifle, but it doesn't really feel like it fills that role. Anyway, moving on. I feel like I should mention that it's absolutely possible to pick up longer range kills. Sure, it's designed to be used within 100 meters, but that doesn't mean you can only use it there. But there is obvious challenge involved. As alluded to earlier, there's a requirement of needing to hit a headshot or a weak enemy, the slow rate of fire, the bullet drop, etc, etc. But it's possible, as you may well have noticed in some of my footage you've seen so far. So after all of that, why do I feel like the Boys AT rifle shouldn't get a hard nerf? Why do I feel like it's reasonably well balanced and can even be good for the game? Well, there are several aspects to that, so bear with me. To lead off, yes, it's going to be annoying to be killed by people just lying prone for minutes on end and not really affecting the battle. But realistically, I'd rather such players use this than an MMG or an LMG. Think about it, those weapons generally kill so quickly anyway and are far more forgiving in 3 ways. Number 1, those weapons are fully automatic, so they don't rely upon absolute accuracy and timing, which the Boys AT rifle does. Number 2, the Boys AT rifle only guarantees a kill within 100 meters with a shot to the body. Beyond that, again, the user needs to hit a weak enemy or pull off a headshot, whereas an LMG or an MMG can just spray away and often with pretty scary accuracy when bipodded. And number 3, an MMG or an LMG is part of the support class, meaning the user can resupply themselves with ammo, so they actually never have an incentive to move if they don't want to. The Boys AT rifle doesn't have that luxury as it's part of the recon class, so they have to be more picky with their shots, and they do need to find ways to replenish their ammo. So camping in one spot for extreme amounts of time is less viable, which means it doesn't fit into the so-called pro meta to the same degree. Now I'll also make a connecting point. This is of course my experience, and yours may differ, it may in fact greatly differ, but I haven't personally been killed by one single MMG in the past 2 days. That's no exaggeration. I asked Dame who I was playing with and he said the same thing. Not a single one. Now this may have multiple factors involved, but I'm confident the Boys AT rifle has at least something to do with this. And I've found being killed by this weapon to be far less annoying, cheap feeling and frequent. Whether this changes over time, well, that remains to be seen. If extremely passive AT rifle players end up stacking on top of extremely passive MMG or LMG users, then sure, that's going to intensify the slow feeling of Battlefield 5. But I don't believe that's what's going to happen. I think it will generally be the same section of the player base using this as MMGs. And the majority of Boys AT rifle users who aren't current very passive MMG users will be far less effective than they would have been anyway. That point probably needs expanding upon. So, if you put the Boys AT rifle besides the other primary weapons of the Recon class, most players that are actually good at sniping and can play in a versatile manner are going to pick a different option for maximum efficiency most of the time. Anyone that isn't a good sniper may well select this so they can one shot to the body, but they're limited to doing it at a pretty close range for where a Recon wants to operate, and that's where they may as well have been using something else anyway. So it is going to be annoying to play against at times, but it honestly seems like the lesser of not just two, but many evils. It's not going to be a big deal if you ask me. Then of course there are the outliers, such as the people who want a challenge, people just playing for fun, top 1% players who can find a way to elevate the performance of such a weapon, etc, etc. But none of those outliers could truly be considered a detriment to the game based upon using this weapon. I absolutely didn't pick up my usual amount of kills using this weapon, nor did I achieve the same kind of scores. It's absolutely a challenge to use, and in terms of using it for quote-unquote camping, you really may as well use something else to be more effective. This is not the second coming of the prone MMG issue if you ask me. It's just nowhere near as effective, but it's fun enough that it may well turn people away from lying prone with an MMG. This is more of a gimmick weapon, fun, but not top tier. Of course I'm open to being incorrect in the long term. If it turns out this slows the game to a snail's pace even more so, then that will suck. But I don't personally see that as being likely, although a slight nerf at some point wouldn't surprise me too much. So what else? Well, placing bipods in this game is still wildly inconsistent, so that's another drawback for the Boys AT rifle. And then, and this is a key point, it's been implemented at a time when visibility has been improved, and I really do think it's been improved a lot, which is a big plus for the Battlefield 5 experience for me and many others. So it's now harder to lie prone or stay stationary and not be seen, which makes it harder to use a weapon such as this for those who choose to play in a very passive manner, which is the playstyle that causes a lot of the ill feeling towards the so-called pro meta. Basically, to round up, it's easy to use at a low level of ability and therefore at a low efficiency level, but it's very hard to use at a high level of ability and therefore at a high efficiency level, which I think is awesome. A low skill floor but with limited results, and a high skill ceiling with far greater rewards. It does somewhat play into the issue of super passive play, but it also provides a fantastic and fun challenge if you want one. And that's why I really like this weapon, why I don't think it's a problem for the game and could well be good for it, but I'll also be keeping an eye on it in case it spirals out of control and I have to accept that I maybe wasn't totally correct. We'll see how that pans out. So, what do you think of the Boys AT rifle? Please do share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm interested in hearing them, and I hope you enjoyed this today. If you did, turning on notifications is the main thing you can do if you want to see more, as we now know YouTube genuinely doesn't let people know about new content consistently. Plus, like, subscribe, and feel free to join my Discord server in the description and my pinned comment. Here's the Board of Awesome for the epic people who support the channel on Patreon. They're all absolute heroes, and I love them all deeply and of course often. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, the links to the Patreon page is in the description and my pinned comment. And with all that said, I'm GetGoodGuy and I'll see you next time. Laters.